Reloading Bench back with you once again, doing another Hornady update, and I'm doing this. Actually, I have a couple of updates for both presses, but wanted to show this while I have it. And because it's still light outside, the lighting is terrible. So as soon as I take this off, I will. Actually, where's a piece of cardboard? Not readily available. I will. Here's the shipping box. Maybe that'll work to kill the light and give me a little bit of a background. That what I'm trying to highlight is the Gnurly, and this is the 45 PMAG. So these upgrades for my Hornady lock and load. I've not had issues with the Hornady bullet feeder. I've had issues with the Dillon bullet feeder. The Hornady bullet feeder on the Dillon XL750 for my 9mm. So much so that I'm wondering if that was the right way to go with that solution. So for the time being, it was okay. And as I was poking around, I actually went back to the Bully Adapter's website because he had made this cap for me. And why don't I lower the camera so that we don't have the window factor. There we go. Much better. Okay. So I think it was around 2015. I had David at Bully Adapter make this for me because I hated the Hornady cheesy black plastic, very flimsy, pliable black plastic that formed such a seal that it was like Herculean strength, because I'm old, to get that off to do anything powder related. So this cap was a godsend. It was, I know I use that word a lot, but it truly was. So that's been great for 5 years. So fast forward to when I picked up for the Hornady at the same time that I picked up for the Dillon, the powder bullet strainer. So I got it for the Dillon, and the Dillon fit the cap perfectly, the powder cap, because it was made for it. So strainer, powder cap, and everything's fine. And anytime you want to take a bullet pull and dump powder for either pulling a bullet and not having to have your thumb and finger hovering over the powder drop to catch it, the strainer works great. And I think you saw that in my Dillon video. And so I had, and the etching is awesome in here. If you can, I don't know if you can see that, if the camera is picking it up, but it's Gnurly, and it looks like a nice etch from SoCal SW. And it even says it's for the Hornady lock and load and made in the USA. So this is definitely a one of a kind because it was made to my specs for this powder strainer. And that just fits right in there. And it goes on the top of my powder measure just like it does for the Dillon. And the other thing, since I was on his website, because I was so frustrated with the Dillon in how it was handling the Dillon press and how it was handling the Hornady bullet feed, and more specifically bullet feed die, the bullet feed tube, the aluminum tube that sits on top of the bullet feed die. If I just put the 8 bullets, as you saw, into the die itself for the Dillon, it ran perfect. As soon as I put that bullet feed tube, the aluminum tube, into the die, I was having all kinds of problems, whether it was half full, 3/4 full, or full. So it would only run flawlessly if I had no tube in there. So when I was on David's site, which again is SoCal SW, SoCal SW, and saw the fact that he had what looked like the equivalent of a double alpha brass case feeder, only done in highly polished aluminum. I mean, listen to that is the action of that. It's just I don't I'm a picky guy, and to say I'm impressed with this is an understatement. This is just incredible quality for the price. Just amazing. I think it was like 62 bucks. And because I was not satisfied with what was happening on the Hornady bullet feed die / tube combination on the Dillon, I thought, well, when you buy two, you get, so he has free shipping. You buy 2 or more P adapters and you get 10% off. And then he also had a stay at home special, which was another X% off. So I figured having the custom work, and in today's world, where can you get custom aluminum work done at that price to my specs? So I decided I'm going to pick up a bully adapter, bullet feed tube solution for both the Hornady as well as the Dillon. So there it is. And here's the 9mm for the Dillon. It's a little bit smaller, obviously, smaller tubes. But because the double alpha works so great for the case feeding, and this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has 7 tubes that I don't know how many bullets can fit in there, but we'll find out. And I'll figure out what I need to do with the spacing. But I'll make a video of the Hornady press for that as well. So yeah, this is rocking. This is beautiful. Amazing quality. Good stuff. Back again because I just had to know. So, again, you've seen that I rigged this up to hold the tubes in place for the Hornady. So I purposely only filled this with 4 or 5, and then 3 or 4 bullets to keep the weight down to a minimum, to test my theory of, will this push up like the bullet tube did and offset and force me to do the little springy thing. So I've primed the die, the bullet feeding die, with maybe 3 or 4 bullets. And I do not have the PMag over the die, the tube. I have an empty tube over the PMag so that you can see how it feeds, how easy it is. I've got 1 piece of brass that I will cycle through and use that as my test. So sorry for the cramped, and I'm gonna. That's a bullet. That's a bullet. That's a bullet. That's a bullet. All right, I think I'm out of the. And Murphy's Law says I just had to cycle that enough to get the brass in a funky position. So I do like the spring, the ease of the spring use over the pins, but I actually like the pins better. All right, so now I'm going to feed the bullets. Bullet, bullet, and more importantly, this isn't moving. Bullet, bullet, nothing. I think I'm empty. Bullet, and I think I only have 3 or so. Yeah. All right, that's a winner. So that is my latest update to the Hornady, and I will be going with the PMags moving forward because that will probably be one-stop feeding for bullets and not have to worry about the springs anymore. Good stuff.